Commander fans, do you see what I see? Have you peeped it? Have you peeped what I seen? Have you noticed it? Have you noticed Ron Rivera's demeanor lately, the last couple weeks, particularly this past week, coming off that debacle of a loss to the Chicago Bears, a team, mind you, that lost 14 straight games. 14 straight games. A team that had no business beating the Washington Commanders. And not to say that the Commanders are any world beaters. They're not. They're trying to find their way with a new owner, new ownership group, an owner that paid a lot of money for this team, over $6 billion for the franchise. But I've noticed something with this loss to the Bears. I noticed something different with Coach Ron Rivera's demeanor. Does he seem a little detached, aloof? Does he come off a little bit, kind of almost like he is on the sidelines? He has this kind of just this malaise look. I could be describing it wrong, but he doesn't seem to be all, dialed in. And it comes off, I'm sure the owners see that. And maybe he's checked out. They asked him at halftime, how they do the halftime, um, sideline reporters do the halftime interviews, brief interviews with the coaches as to get the pulse of what the coaches are thinking, what they might have said to, inspire their players. 'Cause they were down 27-3 at halftime. They were getting their butts whooped. The Bears scored on their first 5 possessions in that game. And so Ron's answer to the reporter was that, I kind of let them, well, I'm paraphrasing. I kind of just let them talk amongst themselves, the players, to try to figure it out. That's great and all when you have a winning record and you've been successful, competitive. Well, you're down 27-3 on national TV, a game that you're favored to win by a lot, and for you not to have any other answers to a question as to how did you address your team at halftime being down. You just told them, well, I had them talk amongst themselves. They and they'll work it out. That's that's not good. That's when I first noticed it. I said, this guy's probably checked out. He probably already know that he's just counting down the time now. I could be wrong, and Coach Ron Rivera will never admit that, but I just got a vibe that I think everything he's been through, the man been through cancer, the man's been through all the backlash of the organization, the previous owners' shenanigans, and had to deal with that. Um, for those who don't know, Ron came in under this type of coach-centric structure, Normally you have a GM, a strong GM, who will pick the coach and who will pretty much pick the players for the coaches. You know, you know, there's input by coaches and scheme and stuff like that. All that plays a part, but Ron does it all. He has a general manager in Martin Mayhew. He has a lead scout person, longtime general manager for the former general manager of the Carolina Panthers, and Marty Herney. But their draft picks for this year has really not made any impact. You had Emmanuel Forbes, who's let's call it for what it is, has been going through it the last couple of weeks, and that's the NFL. He's a rookie. But Ron, man, I mean, it's like when you look for leadership, it's not there. Players are they looking to coaches to inspire them, and you got a coach that's just doing this and kind of like I said, aloof and distant and just, you know, more like a CEO. I call him CEO Ron. But sometimes you need leadership. Now, like I said, this is what we see as games are being played in the locker room. We don't know what the tone is. And for the most part, to his credit, he's able to hold his team together through some difficult times. So I give him credit for that. And going through some health issues and trying to establish a new culture in Washington, D.C. amongst the crazy owner that was here previously. So now he has to make a situation. He's been through this before down in Carolina, where he dealt with a new owner coming in, and he let Ron go mid season of that year. So I think Ron kind of got a sense. I mean, this is nothing new for him. He's been in the NFL for a while. He knows how these things work. He's very popular throughout the league. He'll be okay. But I just don't like the energy right now that I'm seeing. Now, I could be totally wrong, but I could be totally wrong. I see an energy that just, I need more from my coach. I need more from my head coach. You know what I mean? I know he's got Jack Del Rio running the defense. That's another story for another day. And we got Coach Eric Bieniemy, the assistant head coach and offensive coordinator, running the offense. And we got the rookie quarterback in Sam Howell, or second-year quarterback in Sam Howell. But he's doing pretty good. You know what I mean? So for him to be, starting, for him to be a young guy starting, trying to fill this league out, he's had some ups and downs. We all know about the game in Buffalo, but for the most part, I think I can throw the receipt out on Sam Howell. I say that cautionally, because you never know. This league spins on a dime. It's just like, what have you done lately? You're only as good as your last game. So let's hope they get it turned around in Atlanta. I honestly think Atlanta might win this game because of the simple fact that, for the reasons I mentioned, are they going to get coached up properly? Is the energy going to be there for the team? I hope. They're on the road. Atlanta's pretty tough in the dome, and they need to win. They can't afford to lose to another NFC team because of the tiebreakers down the road, and all that stuff adds up. But they need to stop this 3-game losing streak, and turn this thing around, because I can see it getting ugly. In a sense, where fans are gonna want his head. They want his head now, but they're gonna demand changes, and the owners, although they're trying to be patient and try to let things play out, they might not have a choice in the matter. Now they got to sell out on their next home game. I saw that they posted against Philadelphia. And that's a sellout with a lot of Philadelphia fans traveling down. It's an easy ride for them from Philadelphia to Washington. And they like to come down here in FedEx Field. So take it for what it's worth, man. You really need to watch out for the next couple of weeks and see what the situation might develop to. But right now, I'm not getting a sense that Ron is all in anymore. I think he's got one foot in, one foot out the door. And I could be wrong. But that's just from my perspective and my point of view. So there it is. Vanguardian TV. Take care of yourself. Have a good weekend.